What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. My name is Dom, and today we are getting into my favorite accessories for my iPhone 13. I have the little boy right here, the tiny little sucker, the iPhone 13 mini, but I have some things that literally I use on the daily that I wanted to tell you about. The first of which being is something way out of left field. Let me tell you this, start out by saying this. My body is Bluetooth connected. Yes, this is true. I have a sensor on my arm right here underneath this blue patch, and it's actually one of these. It's the Freestyle Libre 2, and this thing literally helps keep me alive, like no joke. So it has basically a needle that sticks into my skin, and this little sensor that's, again, I have a blue patch over it. It's a little white sensor about the size of a quarter. It adheres to my body, and it gives me alerts about my blood sugar. Basically, like I'm diabetic, if many of you didn't know that, and there's an app that goes with it. Basically what this does is it will alert me if my blood sugar gets too high or too low, therefore helping me stay alive. And I can actually scan it. It has NFC built into it, so I can scan the little thing on my arm just by touching my phone to my arm right there, and it'll give me a blood sugar reading just like that. And like I said, if it gets below or above too many parameters, it will sound an alarm that lets me know, hey, your blood sugar is too high, or hey, it's too low. Most of the time it's telling me that it's too low, and so therefore I need to eat like some sugar before I pass out or something like that. But this thing, literally, this is a brand new box, and I don't have the ability to show you like the installation process or anything right now, because these last for 14 days at a time. So this one right here is on me for like another, I don't know, 7 days or so. It lets you know in the app actually at the bottom here. Yeah, I have 7 days left on this sensor. The cool part about this is it does keep like a logbook of like all of my blood sugar levels. Like you can see, I had a low moment right there. And another part about this is it connects to my doctor as well. So my doctor can see everything that's happening with my body in basically real time if they needed to, as these are scanned, as the alarm goes off. I know there's not a lot to say about this, and maybe to some of you this is boring, but to me this is like an absolute lifesaver of mine. I don't know how I lived without having one of these glucose monitors on my arm, and I don't have to prick my fingers anymore to test my blood sugar over and over again. So anyway, I know this is kind of maybe a boring start to some, but this is definitely my #1 accessory for my iPhone, hands down. Hands down. Next up, we have a battery pack. This is a beefy battery pack. This is from Inew, and a huge shout out to them for sponsoring the channel. But I've actually been using this battery pack for quite some time. Well, I'm gonna level with you here. The battery life on the iPhone 13 mini, not the greatest. It wasn't great on the 12 mini. It's a small battery. I don't expect it to be great, but it charges very, very fast. And with this guy, I can actually get like up to 52% battery with about 25 minutes of charge time. This battery charges really fast though because it's so small. So sometimes I feel like it's even quicker than that, even better. This is a 20,000 milliamp hour battery, and you can see on the front, it's got a nice digital display. I hate the little dots for the charging power. Like, give me a percentage. Now I know how much percentage is in there. I know how much I'm gonna use. We do have two outputs on here, and then we also have a USB Type-C output that also works as an input to charge this battery. And look at this, we have a flashlight, because that's handy, you know? You can throw this in your backpack if you need additional flashlight on the go. That's pretty cool. The other cool thing about this is that it does have like this 12-layer protection, so you can kind of be certain that this thing isn't gonna go haywire on you and you know, explode or anything like that. You never know these days, but it does have that, and it has a temperature control chip too that prevents this from getting too hot. It also does have trickle charge as well, so you can charge like smaller objects like AirPods or, you know, anything that's like tinier like that. You don't want to blow up the battery in. But honestly, I think that this is, just for the money, this thing is really great. It's got a flashlight. I personally love the digital display, and 20,000 milliamp hours. I go weeks without charging this when I'm just using it for my iPhone here. Like, I just plug it in. I always have this nearby because I don't like being tethered to power outlets, and I just think it's easier to have just an external battery pack laying nearby. This whole thing is 30 bucks. I mean, you really can't go wrong. Like I said, it's solid. It's got some weight to it. It doesn't feel cheap. We got that digital display there, which I absolutely love. And we got 3 outputs and you can charge your iPhone 13 up to 52% in 25 minutes. So definitely be sure to check the link below if you want to find out more about the Inew Mega Power 2. Next up, we have my favorite headphones that I use all the time. Since these came out, I've been such a fan of them because, well, there's two reasons actually. A, they're really low profile, like super low profile. Like look at how small these are. Let me put one in my ear here real quick. How low profile they are fitting in my ear. Like they don't stick out very much. They have these little wings at the top as well, which is really nice to keep it in your ear. And I love that they have active noise cancellation and they also have transparency mode, both of which are fantastic. Now, I actually use these all the time when I'm riding my motorcycle. They fit under my helmet, and turning on transparency mode is actually really nice because I can hear what's going on around me. And the footprint of the case isn't too big at all. Like, look at how tiny that is. I'm dropping it. It's very slick, keep that in mind, but it's pretty nice. These are $200 though. I got these from the Apple store, but they're available in other places. But I actually really do love these headphones a ton. Like they're literally right now one of my favorite wireless headphones that have active noise cancellation and transparency mode, because I personally really dig transparency mode a lot. And it makes all the difference in like many situations, not even the motorcycle one that I was just talking about. But these are great. They charge with USB Type-C on the back. And like I said, the carrying case is nice and compact. I don't have one in here right now because I was using it earlier and I forgot it in the other room. But they also stay in the case very well, which is important. I just hate it when you open a case and the headphones just like flop out or something like that. So these are the Beats Fit Pro, and they are pretty freaking amazing. I think I forgot to mention the name in the beginning of this, but I will leave a link for these if you want to check them out for yourself. Like I said, hands down, my favorite wireless headphones, just based on the fact that they have active noise cancellation and transparency mode. Now finally, we are going to talk about the case. I'm just using the basic like Apple leather case here, and you can see this thing is pretty like dirty. Like it gets pretty worn, and it's not even dirty. These are just oils from your hand that kind of coat the outside of it, because I'm always holding it, you know, so you always get like this little like weathered look. I personally think the cases start to look better after they weather more, but that's just my opinion. But this is not the only case that I use. This is just the case that I use kind of in normal situations. The more rugged case I've been using a lot lately is from Rokform, and this is for the iPhone 13 mini. It's their crystal case. Now, this thing, you might be looking at it like, oh, okay, it's not much, but this is a super rugged case, like seriously. So let's just go ahead and drop that in there real quick. This case is cool because it has a mounting system, which I use all the time on my bike. This is they have a motorcycle mounting system, which is like one of the strongest out there in my opinion. And what happens here, you basically unlock this little middle part right here, and I've been using this on my iPhones since forever. You pop out this little middle part right here, and we have a mounting system, which actually just screws on to, you can see how the little threads are built. It actually just latches on to their system there. Now this is just kind of there to plug up the back hole, but the cool thing about this is it also does have MagSafe built into the newer cases for the iPhone 13. I have one for the iPhone 12 mini, but it doesn't have the MagSafe built in. I personally don't use MagSafe really, so it doesn't really matter to me much. Another cool thing here though is there's actually a magnet right here in the back. It's underneath this little felt thing right there. You can kind of see the outline of it, but it does stick to metal things. I don't really have anything. There you go. You can stick it to to the lamp right there. I don't really have a lot of metal things to show you how that works, but it works, trust me. Okay, so real quick, I just wanted to show you. I have the Rokform Mount. It's this. I've used this on my bikes forever. This is the mounting system that I originally bought, and it works with all their cases. So whether or not you get a new phone with a different case, the mounting system is the same. But you can see here we have the little mounting point right there, and it's attached to my handlebars. This thing is solid. Like it's not going anywhere. I could like rock the bike with just this little mounting point. It's like part of the hardware now. But you just take it and you twist it on there, and boom, like it's literally on my bike, and it's not gonna shake loose or anything like that. It's locked in there for sure. Like it actually takes a little bit of effort to twist it off and get it off of there. But I just want to show you how freaking solid these Rokform mounts are with the case. Like, it's awesome. And like I said, there's a magnet in here, so technically I can just stick it on my bike's tank right here, and it just kind of stays where it's supposed to. I would never ride with it like that, but it's just nice if you're like, you need to just set it down for a second. You don't have to worry about it sliding off or anything like that. I don't know. Pretty awesome case. All right, so the final thing I'm gonna mention is an AirTag. I mean, yes, there are other different trackers out there. Tile, I use a Tile in my wallet all the time because they make one that's thin enough to fit in my wallet. But with AirTags here and the iPhone, these things are great because just the network is so big that it's easy to track these things when you lose them. And I do like that it tells me if I've left my keys behind. Not that I'm getting anywhere far without my keys, but I really prefer the AirTag for my keys situation. Like I said, I prefer Tile for my wallet, but that's pretty much because they make one that's so perfect for a wallet, which I'll talk about in another video. I actually have something that I'm doing up pretty soon with the Tile stuff. But AirTags are great. I don't need to explain much about them to you because a lot of you probably do know. It's just a little tracker, but it works with the networks of iPhones. So if you lose something with an AirTag on it, it can actually keep its location current as soon as it passes another iPhone, which is fantastic. Can't say enough good things about that. And they're not expensive, or they're not cheap. These are like 30 bucks, I think. And I would recommend not to buy the expensive Apple branded leather case, but I think they're fantastic. Anyway, outside of all that, these are like my most used accessories, like every single day used accessories for my iPhone 13. And I will leave links to everything down below in the description for you in case you want to check them out for yourself, because honestly, this is stuff that I use on the daily and it makes my life a little bit easier. Maybe me sharing it with you will make your life a little bit easier, but I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, leave it a thumbs up. And also, if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I really appreciate all the support, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, this has been Dom, and I'll catch you in the next video.